What's up, guys? This is Coach Vassar. Thank you for joining me with OTF Audio Daily Beats. If you're new to these, appreciate you tuning in and listening to me talk about these workouts. If you find value in them, let me know. If you have any feedback, give me that heads up. That way I can improve and give you more insight about what we are looking at. This is going to be Saturday, January 4th. This will also repeat on Tuesday, January 21st. Let's see, strength on the treads, endurance on the row, and on the weight floor. Talk about the key concepts, break down the treads, break down the row or weight floor, and talk about the 3G. So for the treadmills today, we're gonna see 2 blocks. We're gonna hold your base as the incline changes. See how far you could get in block 1, and then we try to match or beat that distance in block 2. For the rower, we're gonna begin both blocks with a 500-meter row. Keep your eye on the split time to help you pace yourself and challenge yourself to finish even faster the second time around. The 2,000-meter row benchmark happens several times throughout the years. Take this opportunity to really fine-tune your split time and your understanding of it, as it helps you use that for the benchmark to progress over time. For the floor, block 1 is strong, lift and heavy with foundational movements. Block 2, we do the same moves, but now we have BOSU for stability. So strong and stable, but separate. All right, so when we look at the treads, block 1 is 10 minutes. There's a 90-second recovery, and then block 2 is 12 minutes. So if they maintain their speeds, they will naturally go further in block 2. However, inclines are higher in block 2, which will make it a challenge to maintain their speed. So their base may adjust a little bit. So we look at block 1, we're gonna see 10 minutes. It's gonna be a 4-minute increase in hill, and then a 4-minute decrease in hill, and then a 1-minute all out. So they'll start at flat road for a 1-minute base, and then they go up by 1% every minute. So they start at flat road, then 2, 3, 4%. After that 4% base climb, they go back down to their flat road base, and then they repeat, but they start at 4, then 3, 2, back to flat road, and they finish with a 1-minute all out. If they do this right, the first 90 seconds to 2 minutes will probably feel like a base push. About halfway through, near the end of that 3% base climb, they might start to dip into that orange. 4% more likely to happen. That 1-minute flat road recovery will see a little bit of trend downward, but then when they go back up to 4%, because that's such a big increase for them, their heart rate will come back up, and it'll probably stay elevated during that second hill, even as the incline goes down a little bit. Then they finish with an all out. Now for the bikes and striders, what you could do for this one, it's to maintain the RPM as they add a gear every 1 minute. And then for the decrease in hill, whatever gear they were at the top, start there and then take away a gear, okay? So we'll see a total of 3 increases and 3 decreases in block 1. Now, when we look at block 2, the overall premise is the same, except for there's going to be a 2-minute recovery between the hills. And rather than work our way up first, we're actually going to start top and work our way down. And we're actually going to go even higher. So for block 2, they're going to start at a 5% incline. Power walkers are at 7, and then every minute they take away 1%. So if someone's on the bike and strider, they'll probably start at 4 gears over base, then 3, 2, 1 gear, and then they're back to flat road base gear for 2 minutes. After that 2-minute base, then they work their way back up, 2, 3, 4, and then 5%. At the top of the hill, they hit the flat road base one more time, and then finish with their all out. What I would personally do is at the top of the hill, in the second hill, when they go to that 1-minute flat road base, that's a good opportunity for people to check their distance. Because then they have at least 2 minutes to figure out, okay, am I on track to match what I did last time, or am I going to improve already because I'm already at that distance? Because if they maintain their base so far, they're going to be able to match or beat their distance no problem. If they scaled back on their base knowing that there was more incline, then they might have to increase their all out at the very end. So one thing to be aware of course, it says it on the template, to make sure they clear out their O2 Connect at the start of the block if they want to do that distance challenge. Now, when we look at the rower and the weight floor, 2 blocks here, both blocks start with that 500-meter push row. And mentioned in the key concepts, we really want to use this time to emphasize split time education. So give them that heads up of, hey, every stroke we should see that split time start to kind of level out, and then over time it should maintain, or if they increase the intensity to finish stronger, the split time should drop a couple seconds. What I would do is during your warm-up, reference the split time so that way people know where it is on the OT Connect, have an understanding of what it means, and have a understanding of what their base split time is, and their push is probably about 3 to 10 seconds below that. So like for myself, my base is usually like around 150 to 2 minutes, depending on how I feel for the day. So my push, if my base is like 150, my push is going to be like around 145 or so. All out will probably be under that, so like 140, maybe 130 split time. So they'll do that row one time in block one, and that's it. They'll head to the weight floor. We're going to see step out deadlifts, alternate inside, so 6 on the left, 6 on the right as they go left, right, paired up with the dumbbell shoulder press, nothing fancy there, and then the two-handed single dumbbell squat. Obviously that is to help develop deeper ranges of motion into that squat position. It also allows for a more upright torso since they're holding that weight underneath them. They are kind of able to sit back a little bit more and keep that chest propped up. Those 3 movements they'll repeat. Block 2, they hit that 500-meter row again, match or beat their time. So now that they have a time goal, that's what they need to make their split time be, or under that time. Then for the BOSU work, they're going to do a single leg bridge with the foot on the BOSU, and that's to replace the step out deadlift. Kneel-in neutral grip lateral raise. So they're going to come out, thumb is going to be up as they come out. They'll do that for 10, and then they have the contralateral single arm split squat. And that's going to also be with the BOSU. So the back foot is elevated, dumbbell is on the side that is elevated on the BOSU, 10 on the left, 10 on the right. Now, with block 1, since it's just 12 reps total, we'll probably get 3 rounds, maybe 4 rounds in. Block 2, because the first and second movement are going to be 10 on the left, 10 on the right, that's obviously going to eat up a lot more time. They might only get 2, maybe 3 rounds in on the second block. So just be aware of that. And that's going to be the 2G. When we look at the 3G, treadmills and rowers, we're going to have 2 blocks. Weight floor is going to be 1 long block. On the treadmills, block 1, 5 minutes and 45 seconds. We're going to see the same setup for the hill work, but now they're going to be at 45 seconds each instead of a minute. So they'll start 2%, 3%, 4%, flat road for 45, and then 4, 3, 2. But then from that 2% base climb, they go right into an all-out. So there's no flat road recovery prior to the all-out that you see in the 2G. Also, there's no flat road base to start the block either, so they do start at a hill. Block number 2, it's going to be extra spicy because the incline goes up even more. So now they're going to see 6, 5, 4%. They'll have a 90-second recovery, and then 4, 5, 6%. And then same thing, for that 6% incline, they go right into a 1 minute all out. That block is going to be pretty tough, but it is a little bit longer since it is going to be 7 minutes. So if they can maintain their base, they hopefully could match or beat their distance that they collect. Now, when we look at the rower, block 1 is going to be a 250-meter push row, and the goal is to decrease their split time every round. As they are doing this, hopefully they understand that their split time cut in half is how long it's going to take to do 250, because 250 is half of 500. It's math, guys. Come on. That's going to be paired up with the twist tops. Probably, I'd say 3 rounds there. Block number 2, 500-meter row, in and out, the in, out, out. So that's where they start with the feet apart. Both feet walk in, both feet step out. That's 1. They'll do 10. Same goal of decreasing split time every round. Probably two rounds here, maybe start a third row, but that's probably about it. They finish with a 1 minute all out. Weight floor, strong, stable, 2 rounds of each. So step out, deadlift, shoulder press, squat. They got 2 rounds, and then bridge, lateral raise, single arm split squat for 2 rounds. And then they choose their favorite exercise to complete. as the bonus, and then their finisher is they just keep working for that final minute. So whichever exercise they want to create to make a circuit, they can do that. And that's going to be your workout for Saturday, January 4th. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Catch you down.